something that happened to other people. Until the day someone tried to kill me. It happened so fast I didn't even understand what was going on. 1 second, I was walking out of a charity event, smiling for cameras, pretending everything in my life was perfectly under control. And the next there was shouting, a loud crash, and then strong hands pulling me down before I even had time to react. That was the first time I met him, Daniel, my bodyguard. He didn't introduce himself. He didn't explain anything. Like everything around him was already mapped out in his mind. Like, chaos didn't scare him. It obeyed him. I remember looking up at him from the ground, my heart racing, trying to understand what had just happened. "Stay close to me," he said. Not loud, not dramatic, just certain. And for some reason, I did. That night changed everything. The next morning, my entire life had been rearranged. Security teams, new routines, restricted movements. Every detail of my world suddenly monitored, controlled, protected. And Daniel was always there, watching, observing. Never too close, but never far enough to forget he was there. At first I hated it. I hated the feeling of being watched, of not being able to move freely, of having someone in my space at all times. But what I hated most was how calm he always was. Like none of it affected him. I asked him once, after noticing he hadn't looked away from the room for over an hour. He didn't even turn his head. That's not my job. Cold, professional, distant. That's what he was supposed to be. That's what I told myself, but something didn't add up, because every now and then, I would catch it. A moment. A flicker. The way his eyes softened when he thought I wasn't looking. The way he positioned himself just slightly closer when a crowd got too loud. The way his voice changed just a little when he said my name. And slowly, without realizing it, I stopped feeling trapped. I started feeling safe. That was the problem. Because safety turns into comfort. And comfort turns into something else. It started small. Late nights when I couldn't sleep, and he would be the only one awake. "Do you ever get tired?" I asked him one night, standing in the kitchen while he leaned against the counter, scanning the quiet house like it was a battlefield. "Yeah," he said. "Then why don't you rest?" He looked at me for a second. Really looked this time. "Because you're still awake." Stayed with me. From that night on, things changed. We started talking more. At first, it was just small things, harmless things. About work, about routines, about nothing. But then it got deeper. He had lost people. He had made choices he didn't talk about. He had built walls so high that no one ever questioned what was behind them. Except me. And for reasons I didn't understand, he let me. That's when it happened. The moment everything crossed the line. It was raining that night. The kind of rain that makes everything feel quieter, heavier. I remember standing by the window, watching the rain fall, trying to ignore the feeling that something was shifting between us. "You shouldn't stand so close to the window," he said. I smiled. "You think someone's out there waiting? I don't take chances." I turned to look at him. "And you never break the rules?" He didn't answer right away. That was the first sign. Then he stepped closer. Too close. Close enough that I could feel the tension in the air. "You don't know what you're asking," he said quietly. My heart started racing. "Then tell me." And for the first time since I met him, Daniel hesitated. That was the moment everything changed. Because the next thing that happened wasn't supposed to happen. He kissed me. And in that second, everything we were supposed to be disappeared. We both knew it was wrong. That's what made it impossible to stop. Because the more we tried to ignore it, not at first, we just continued. Stolen moments, hidden conversations. Late nights where the silence said more than words ever could. But secrets don't stay hidden forever. And danger doesn't disappear just because you forget it's there. The second attempt happened 3 weeks later. And this time, it wasn't random. It was planned, calculated, personal. Everything happened faster than before. Alarms, shouting, chaos. And Daniel. He was different this time. More aggressive, more intense. Like this wasn't just his job anymore. Like this was personal. He got me out. Again, but this time, he didn't let go. Even after we were safe. Even after everything was over. He just stood there, holding me, like letting go wasn't an option anymore. That's when I realized something terrifying. It wasn't just my life in danger anymore, it was his too. The truth came out the next day. Internal investigation, questions, suspicions. Because in his world, emotions are weakness, and weakness gets people killed. We both knew what was coming. If they find out, I started. They won't, he said. Because for the first time, Daniel wasn't in control. The choice came faster than we expected. He was pulled from my detail. Reassigned. Gone. Just like that. No goodbye. No explanation. But because of the emptiness he left behind. Weeks passed, no calls, no messages, nothing. I told myself it was over. That it had to be. That some things aren't meant to last. Until the night everything changed again. I heard something downstairs. A sound that didn't belong. My heart started racing. And for the first time in weeks, I felt it again. Fear. Real fear. Then, footsteps. And suddenly, he was there. Daniel. Standing in the doorway like he had never left. He stepped closer. Because walking away didn't make it safer. My heart stopped. What does that mean? It means, he said, his voice lower now, more intense. You were never just my assignment. I asked. He looked at me like there was no hesitation left. Now I don't care about the rules. That night, everything changed. Not because the danger was gone, but because we stopped pretending it didn't matter. Some stories aren't about playing it safe. Some choices come with consequences, and some love is worth the risk. Because in the end, he didn't just save my life. He became the reason I was willing to fight for it.